And so we're kicking off this episode, guys. It's going to be a little light before we get into the heavy. So let's take a deep breath. Let's nerd out a little bit because the world, hey, hoo, ha, yeah. We're living in it, right? So basically this week, some very, 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 very interesting and fun things happen. One of which being the end of the Arrowverse on the CW. For my fellow nerds and people out there who know what that means, basically it's over. It's over now, dude, okay? And for the average person, I'm assuming that this is probably news to you.
What are we doing?
Because I'm going to take a guess that the majority of people, like most of us, the average person who is familiar, if you know what the Arrowverse is, then you're familiar, Arrow, Stephen Amell, the CW, those now 4 words combined together should mean exactly what it means to all of us. And so when I tell you this is news for most people, because this is on average, listen, when Arrow came out, we all watched it. We all watched season 2, banger. Probably one of the season 2 of Arrow, arguably one of the best out of the entire freaking thing ever.
What are we doing?
And so then Arrow season 3, we all were kind of like, okay, where are we going? And then most of us kind of Arrow season 4, season 5 didn't really make it past that point. Because also then at that time, we had The Flash. And all of us were in on season 1 of The Flash. And then we got season 2 of The Flash. And then we were like, okay, we're not going to keep doing the same thing every season, right? Barry's not going to have to go back to the past, fix something, come back to the future, realize what he did in the past, fucked it all up, and then go back to the past to put it back to the way it was so everyone's happy again. And that's a whole season. We're going to do that 8 more times. Okay, we're all out after season 2.
What are we doing?
And then, we get Supergirl. We then get Legends of Tomorrow. Once we get into the multiverse of it all, we get into it all. So the Arrowverse here, let me break the whole thing down from start to finish, okay? The franchise began with Arrow, based on the character the Green Arrow, which debuted in October of 2012. It was followed by The Flash in 2014, and if you remember, no one watched it, myself included, Vixen, the web series in 2015. This is when they were releasing their CW online for free. Watch everything on our app for free because there's ads. And so they tried to get us over there. And then after that, they expanded in January of 2016 to debut Legends of Tomorrow, starring characters who previously appeared on both Arrow and The Flash. And then later in the years, the CW series Supergirl, having already crossed over with The Flash, moved to the CW for the remainder of its run. That's right, it did. Supergirl started on CBS, then just moved to CW because that's where it made sense to be. A second web series, Freedom Fighters, The Ray, was released in 2017. I have no idea what that is, which followed Ray Terrell, The Ray, okay, fine, who would have made a live-action appearance during that year's crossover Crisis on Earth X, in addition to the live-action web-based series. The franchise has spawned 3 promotional tie-in live-action web series, Blood Rush, Chronicles of Cisco, and The Flash Stretched Scenes, released in 2013, 2016, and 2017, respectively. A 5th series, Batwoman, premiered in 2019. 6 ensemble crossover events involving many of the live-action series from the Arrowverse have taken place, beginning with, stick with me, Flash vs. Arrow in 2014 and concluding with Crisis on Infinite Earths between 2019 and 2020. Additionally, Matt Ryan reprised his role as John Constantine from the NBC series Constantine, initially in guest appearances in episodes of Arrow and Legend of Tomorrow, before becoming a series regular for the latter Legends of Tomorrow, in addition to continuing storylines from former series. And in 2023, the franchise concluded with a 9th and final season of The Flash. And then, of course, we got this year another Superman show. I don't even know the title of that. I don't even have that information, of course. This is how prepared we are for this episode. You know what I mean?
What are we doing?
So, the Superman series ended this week. They finally, indefinitely, dude, killed off Superman. Spoiler alert if you haven't seen it, but hey, it's fine. He can be back. He'll come back. It's Superman. It's so weird. He had kids. His kids had kids. So we've got little baby mini Supermans running around. We see his soul leave his body. He goes and finds Lex Luthor, who's now dead because he put him in prison. And then boom, he sees Lois Lane and he crosses over into heaven or whatever remission, whatever you refer to the afterlife as. And so that's the end of that series. And that's a dunzo wrap-so for the DC Universe TV shows on the CW. And basically we have no one else but James Gunn to thank for this. He is now in charge since Marvel kicked him out for what? He had like a tweet from like 2014 or something.
What are we doing?
He's since been working for DC, trying to revamp their whole movie situation that they have going on over there. Now, the issue is, you cannot have brand new Superman movies and Supergirl and Flash, and you can't have movies competing with the TV show. So James Gunn basically said to CW, shut it down, dude. I'm taking over. I'm putting all these characters in the movies and we're bringing them all back. And I can't have you putting out these like shitty TV shows continuously competing with the IP and everything else we're trying to do over here at DC and Warner Brothers. So no more. That's it. I think I'm going to attempt to go back and watch it all. It's going to be insane. I mean, it starts with Smallville, dude. Like it theoretically, I know it's technically starts with the Green Arrow, but as far as DC superhero TV shows on the CW, it starts with Smallville, then we got the Arrowverse, then we ended with the new Superman series, and it just, wow, incredible. What a job well done for the CW.